What's going on YouTube? It's your man James. Been about a week and some change from the time I took the S24 Ultra out of the box, and today we're going to talk about it. So I got the S23 Ultra right here for reference. We're going to leave that to the side, and then I got the S24 Ultra right here. I'm rocking a case that has the built-in screen protector, and I'll be honest, I'm loving this case. Let me go ahead and remove the case so that we can talk about the S24 Ultra. We'll go ahead and get the main topic of discussion out of the way today, which is going to be DisplayGate. Now we see I got the lights behind me. The reflectiveness of the screen. I mean, you're looking at it for yourself. Adaptive color tone. Yeah, let me turn that off only because I don't think that's available on the S23 Ultra yet. Now there's supposed to be a software update coming, and another thing that we'll do, I did this in the unboxing video as well, and we'll put each phone on the same settings for vivid, right? And we're gonna notice the same exact thing. Now I do have two different backgrounds on the phones, but either way, let's look at the accuracy of the colors, and I'm looking at it with my eye too, and in real life that green is a smidget brighter. The reflectiveness is definitely much lower on the S24 Ultra. Now, let's go ahead and flip these over to the back. The S24 Ultra camera does perform better in low light settings. I'm noticing better performance in low light situations out of this camera. Let's talk about the flat display. Oh, almost lost the mic. We've kind of gotten normalized to the curved display. The flat display here, y'all, okay? The flat display is definitely off the chain. You're going to enjoy handling the phone, interacting with the phone in your hand. And that sky blue is just a little washed out if I crank the brightness too high. But once we look at it next to the white, isn't that crazy? It looks white until you hold it next to the S23 Ultra, which I have in white. And if I put this, say I flip that over, this look white. As far as the flat display, I've really enjoyed it. I did watch the Jerry Rig Everything teardown of the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and if y'all haven't seen it, you definitely want to check that out. It doesn't look like I'm the first person to stick it in the wrong hole. Part of that little hole right there that's not the SIM tray, that microphone is actually up a little bit deeper into the phone. So if you do accidentally jam your SIM ejection tool into that hole right there next to the SIM tray, rest assured the microphone is actually mounted somewhere up in here, so you're actually not going to damage any internals. And while we're here, everybody who kind of hung in there on that unboxing, yo, there's a large portion of that video that's just unedited, and it was a fucking train wreck. And so I just appreciate everybody who hung in there with me. It just is what it is. There was a lot going on, and, you know, missed a couple of key points that I could have edited out. It is what it is, but just needed to touch on it. If you rock with me through that video, then you already know how I feel when it comes to the phone. S23 Ultra, S24 Ultra. Is there a need to upgrade if you have the S23 Ultra? Absolutely not. One thing I definitely want to mention, check this out. Now, I'm not going to use the hey G word. I got a bunch of phones right here, and I don't need every single one of these phones being activated. So I'm not going to say the phrase that activates the assistant, but what I am going to do, this is how I normally operate when it comes to my use of the Google Assistant. Remind me to check the mail in 1 minute.
Okay, I'll remind you on Monday at 12:35.
Okay, so we see that right? Now, this is that's the S23 Ultra. This is the S24 Ultra. Let me cut that brightness down a little bit. So this is the S24 Ultra. Now, if you didn't know what you were doing and you just hit that, remind me to turn on the TV in 30 seconds. Right? Okay. And I'm always using that feature to remind me to do things, adding stuff to my calendar, events, texting, calling, whatever. And so this is what I discovered, right? And it's such a simple, small thing, but I didn't want to wait until the full review to touch on it. Oh shit, I gotta bring that food in. We might have another train wreck going on over here, but hear me out, okay? Hear me out real quick. And I think to better illustrate this, I'm gonna grab this LG V40. I'm gonna have to enter in my thing. Okay, cool. Clear these notifications. Remind me to turn on the light in 10 seconds.
Okay, I'll remind you on Monday at 12:38 a.m.
So there we go. It just works. Fingerprint sensor on the back. I'm gonna do this again. Open AccuBattery.
Opening. AccuBat.
Basic functions, but open Instagram. And so the thing is, if you use the assistant from this button down here like you're used to doing, this basically opens up a secondary Google bar. And the thing that I don't like about it is you already got the Google bar right here. You tap that and it brings up your feed, just like when you tap the Google bar here and it brings up your feed. So my thing would be, why wouldn't the assistant button, why wouldn't the microphone button here do the same exact thing as the microphone button here? Open AccuBattery. Open AccuBattery. No. Open AccuBattery. Now, see? You see what I'm talking about? Okay, now look. I'm going to just do something. Set a timer. Set a timer.
Got it. For how long?
So I'm just trying to highlight the user experience, right? This is the latest and greatest phone. Now, noticeable improvements that I do want to talk about. The amount of detail captured on this camera is a little bit better. You're going to get a little bit more detail. Feel like the shots are going to look a little bit better. I can't do flash because my battery's low. Than on the S23 Ultra. Now, to illustrate this, now this is probably the best way to show what I was talking about. Now, in real life, this red is a darker red and more closely resembles the image on the right in real life, because I'm looking at this in real life. Matter of fact, y'all are too. Okay? So this is the image. That's the image in real life. That's the S24 Ultra right here. Now keep in mind, I know we got the light and everything. And this is the S23 Ultra. And do we notice, are we noticing the color difference? I want to make sure I'm illustrating that. Are we noticing the color difference between the two phones? That's the S23, that's the S24 in my right hand, S23 Ultra in my left hand. And then this is what it looks like in real life right here. It's definitely an improvement. I am seeing a little bit better color replication. I am also seeing a little bit more detail in low light performance. Haven't had an issue. Now, I saw some people that were mentioning the, let me turn off the flash. I saw some people mentioning the face unlock in low and dark and no light. So okay, cool. So I'm not in complete darkness, but for the purpose of the video, I am. This is the 23 right here. Okay, so try that again. Okay, so I finally got it, but I had to bring the phone so close to my face. Okay, so that's the 23. And that's the 24. And you see, same spot. Okay, now let me make sure I'm capturing this. And it's going. It's going. That one was pretty quick. It's going. But my point is that it's not nearly as fast as on the S24 Ultra. It's fast. It does its job. I'm not complaining about the face unlock. But I just want to simply illustrate. Hold on, let me get the light back on. Got all the lights back on. But my point is that, in my opinion, the face unlock on the S24 Ultra has been a little bit better in low light. I would also say that it's been a little bit better in highlight as well, as far as extreme light. I mean, it's been a little bit better for me in extreme light. And I just want to make sure I'm touching on this because these are the details that I don't feel are being discussed the way that Displaygate is being discussed. And I understand people are upset about the display. I understand. And so again, here we are. That's the S23. It's the S24. And we'll notice even in, without the flash, under normal lighting, here we go, right? The color difference. And as you see from the camera, this is a more true to life image as well. We can see where the image is being brightened up substantially. Now, I'm going to put it in auto on both because that's how it would be in point and shoot when we're comparing the image to what it actually looks like in real life, which one is more accurate. I mean, it's really not up for debate, in my opinion. The S24 Ultra image is, it just looks more true to life. It's more true to life. And the results are here on the screen. The only other things that I had on my agenda to talk about other than the display was the battery life. Now, I am one of the people who was not overly impressed with the battery life on my S23 Ultra. And since this date right here, my SIM card has not been in the S23 Ultra. So we can see, I mean, some of these days, this one right here, 59 hours, but only 2 hours of screen on time. But some of these days you can kind of tell the phone wasn't my main phone. And then some of these days you can tell it is. Like, this is navigation and GPS and where is it at? This is me using the phone heavily, but I can go back further to where it was my main phone on the S23 Ultra. And we can just kind of look. And so this is a good example right here. 3 days, 4 hours of screen on time. That was kind of crazy, but my average from screen on time, I would say, would be like 4 on the low end to 5 or 6 on the high end, because I'm actually using battery protect on the S23 Ultra. So I wasn't really charging this phone to 100% a lot. There's the key: in deep sleep for 20% of the time. Here's another one: 12 hours of usage, right? From 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. basically. So I got just over 12 hours of usage, but I was using that thing. We can see that there was activity happening with the screen on and off on this phone. Shit. That's why I got that down there though. But on this phone, I've been pleasantly surprised. And you'll see it for yourself. 6 hours of screen on time. 3 hours here, but that's from 58%. 6 hours of screen on time. This was crazy. 8 hours of screen on time, 100 to 1%. Another 8 hours, 100 to 2%. 71 to 1%, 6 hours. I mean, the battery life that I'm getting on the S24 Ultra is significantly better than the already good battery life on the S23 Ultra. I can talk about it, but I also want to make sure that I'm showing data. And you'll notice as of yesterday, I have switched over to battery protect. So it's only charging to 80. So I'm basically rocking from 80 to between 20 to 80%, except for today's video because it's been draining while I've been shooting this video. But all that to basically say, The key upgrades that you would notice would be the display, would be some improvements to the camera, and 100% you will notice the improvements in battery life. Now, when it comes to things like the look, the feel, it's basically going to look and feel the same. The same way that the S22 Ultra looked and felt very similar to the S23 Ultra. I said the S24 Ultra wasn't out. This would be the best phone out. I don't think it would even be close. So that being said, S23 Ultra notwithstanding, I think for me, this upgrade was actually worth it because this can either be a trade-in for the S25 Ultra, as could this, or this could completely replace this phone and I can sell this. Not that I want to, not that I'm looking to. The one thing I haven't done is shoot a lot of video. That is something that I want to do more of with the S24 Ultra, and that's the reason that I'm holding off on my full review of the phone. I ain't really had the opportunity to shoot a whole lot of video with it. So thoughts on the S24 Ultra, the main things that you're going to notice is going to be, of course, the display, the flat display, along with the Gorilla Glass armor, the decrease in reflectivity. You're going to notice for sure, 100%, you're going to notice that battery life. That battery life, as I showed, in my opinion, has been significantly better than the already good battery life. Dare I say, the already great battery life on the S23 Ultra, which prior to me getting this phone, the only phone that holds the candle to the battery life that I was getting, in all honesty, has been the OnePlus 11. Look at this, 5 days. Now, granted, there's no screen on time. I very well could be trading this in for the OnePlus 12 for selling it. I haven't gotten around to using this phone like I needed to. 100 to 49%. And then there was another 31 hours. So you see, I'm basically charging this phone once a week. No SIM card in it because my SIM card's been in the S24. So basically, this OnePlus 11 has been a battery champion. This is the day that I was using it right here. And even as I think I was using it for navigation or something, the phone has just been absolutely incredible. I have not been able to run this battery down. I mean, look at it. It just ran and ran and ran for a week. And then here you go. This is the thing about the OnePlus, 10 to 100% in 34 minutes. I mean, and you see, easily a week. Now this is a different case because I think I was recording video. Yeah, you can tell by the discharge speed right there. Yeah, I was recording video as I got it here in the case, but that phone has been an absolute champion. The OnePlus 12 is supposedly better. The same way that this phone was an absolute battery champion, this phone is just better. The S24 Ultra is just better at battery. Are these reasons to upgrade? Hell nah. If your phone's working, if you ain't got no issues with it, if you ain't itching to upgrade, don't upgrade. You really don't need to. The phone has really impressed me overall, but just wanted to tap in with some initial thoughts on the phone before I get that full review out. But anyway, I appreciate y'all rocking with me today, man. I'll catch y'all on the next video.
Spitting fire, boy, I still blazing. Getting higher in the haze, it's amazing. I'm rolling like a tire upon the pavement, boy.